Hi guys, welcome back to the bathroom build. So in the first video of this mini series, we built this partition and loosely fitted the plasterboard. And in this video, I'm hoping to finish the partition build by fitting the plasterboards. Now there's a couple of electrical projects I need to do before I close the cavity up. First of all, I need to put sockets on both sides of the door opening. I need to move the light switch from the bathroom side of the partition, which is the light switch for this light, onto this side, because at the moment it's on the wrong side of the partition. And I'm going to make a light trough that goes across the top of this partition with some inset lights in and a dimmer switch and a couple of little tweaks as well. Now, because we're fixing plasterboard to timber studs rather than metal studs, the screws are slightly longer. These are 35mm screws. Phillips heads. Why dry liners can't move to posi drives, I don't know. I've got a couple of packers to jack the boards up. Then I'm going to use a laser level to shine lines up the wall relative to the studs, so I can use the lines as a guide to fixing the screws, and screws will be at 300mm centres. Screwdriver. So the head just pulls in and doesn't break the paper. So don't do it with an impact driver because you'll go all the way through quite quickly. Just want the screw like that just to nestle in so it's flush with the face, doesn't tear the paper. So I've just fixed the two socket back boxes in either side of the door, and to do that I zeroed in on a existing socket with the laser, and then because it transfers the line around the room I just took that level. Now I need to put another two back boxes in, one for the switch for the room lights and the other one for the switch for the bathroom lights. I fixed my level on the wall and I've zeroed in centre of that light switch, which is also the same centre of the light switch on the other side. So I'm going to put that in 200mm from that end. I've decided it goes in 200mm, and then I'll put this light switch in 200mm there. There we go. And at the moment I'm a back box missing. It's in the delivery of other things that's coming my way tomorrow. Just tighten the tabs up. I'm sure I have another in the workshop, maybe I'll find it later. So the next job now is removing that switch and pulling the wires out, cutting through there and then resighting this switch. Okay, so that's the light sorted. At least I can turn the light out without going into the bathroom. So the next thing I'm going to do is bore some holes through this horizontal stud-work so I can run some conduit to that light switch and these two sockets. It's got a battery with it. Got some instructions with it. This is the Anmatech stud finder. Wood studs, metal studs, detection of live cables, metal depth and B-plan. Well, it's turning on, so at least it works. So we've got timber stud, a metal stud or electric cable. Electric, okay, and how deep is? Well, so we know we've got a timber stud here because we've just built it. Well, there we go. Right, so it's telling us there's a timber stud there. So that is set to the height of where I think it'll be. There, just above my drill, in fact exactly the height at the top of the drill. Right, where's my stud finder gone? So I'm expecting it on this height. Be nice if it were there. But I don't suppose it will be. Right, somewhere here then. I reckon it's on that grout joint. I'm guessing it's there. Right then, I'm going to get a little masonry drill and just make a little series of little holes and see if I can find it. That's where I first got a reading there, but then I carried on and got another one there for some reason. Unless the cable goes from that direction. The stud finder weren't too bad then. It did find it within, I suppose, 4 inch really. When I was swept from left to right, if I'd gone with the first location, I'd have been spot on. But I carried on a bit further and found another reading. Anyway, take that all the way across there, chisel into the wall, pull that cable out and into the cavity of the partition. Might as well just carry on now and just cut that tile off and then we're there. Okay, so that's the socket done on this side. The cables are pushed in and at the moment just looped over the back of that wall, so I can connect another socket on the top of this wall and then transfer it down to the socket at that side. And when I say a socket on the top, that's because I'm going to build a light trough that has a couple of functions. First of all, it gives me easy access to the cabling if I need to rectify something. Secondly, it forms a feature at the top, and I'm going to have some recessed lights inside that lighting trough that shine on both the bathroom side and also on this side, which shine down onto the dressing table. And then that hole there is for a dimmer, so then we can have that mood lighting depending on the mood, whether I'm putting my mascara on or whether I'm soaking in the tub. So what I just wanted to show you, because it's dark outside now and actually it's perfect time, I'm just going to turn the lights off. So these are my camera lights. This one in my right hand, this one here, is the one that I magnetised to the underside of the bandsaw. Now this is a much better light than this one. This just does 4000 Kelvin. This one I can do any colour temperature, and at the moment it's set to 2700 Kelvin, which is the temperature of which I bought the lights. Now I know lighting is a personal preference, but I prefer the warm rather than the cooler light. So basically the lights are going to go up here on this lighting trough, so they'll actually sit a few inches away from the wall, but just so I can balance them on the wall today, they'll look something like that down the wall. I've got 10 in total, so I could put 5 each side if I want, although I might just cluster them over the basin at this side and the dressing table at this side. Let me know which colour you prefer, the warm 2700 or the cooler 4000 I'll be interested to see what people's preferences are. Right, I'm going to tidy up, and that's it for tonight, and hopefully by the time I start this work again, my rest of my materials will have turned up. Yesterday my lights and the remaining switches came, and yesterday evening I just spent some time playing around with the lighting position so we could understand where we want these 10 spotlights. So we're going to have clusters on here on this side of the wall and clusters on that side of the wall, which is sort of where the sink is and where the dressing table is, and then just one single light at this side and just a couple of lights down here at the other side where the bath is. So I'm going to cut some plasterboard and sit some plasterboard on top to make this lighting trough. So the plasterboard goes on first. I need to pull all the cables through it, and then I can make a framing out of timber, sit the timber on the top, and then a couple of nosings just to hide the ends of the plasterboard and add a little feature, and then I can wire all the spotlights back in. Different day, different task. Last night I made the frame that sits on top of this, but before I fit that, I'm going to laser level all the light positions. We've got 4 on this side, 6 on this side. Put a laser line down, mark where each of the hole goes, drill the holes, and then before I fit the lights in, I'm going to just paint around each of the openings, a couple of inch. So hopefully when I put the lights in, I don't have to take them back out to decorate around them. And then once I know the positions of the lights, I can fix the frame onto the top. I'll keep the fixings away from the lights so I don't have to fill right up to the lights. I can wire them up. So hopefully by the end of the day, this will be properly supported and all the lights will be in and working. And then it's just a case of making some feature nosings for each side, and then this is done. Okay, so that's the bedroom side done. Just now need to finish the bathroom side off, which is a little bit more complicated because there are a few angles I need to consider. There's a mitre at that end, and also there's the shape of the roof. And actually, coming at good timing, Bangor's just sent me another consignment of tools, and this one should come in quite handy. And it comes in a nice little box as well. Ooh, shiny. So we've got a sliding square, we've got a sliding bevel, we've got a 45 degrees angle too. These will come in handy over the next hour or so. Well, that's it. The mood lights are in. I'm going to run the strip out later once I've finished the decoration up there. And I've also got a cover board to go over the top of all those cables. But the electrics is finished. The lighting trough's finished. The nosings are on the bedroom side. Just waiting for the glue to set on the other side. Hole is so narrow between the lighting trough and the roof. I just can't actually get any fixings in. And I've got a few holes to fill. But I've got 200 screw holes to fill in the drywall. So I can do all that at the same time. So I'm going to call this video here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, give me a thumbs up and please consider subscribing if you want to see more of this build. And in next video, we'll be doing the sink. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye.